eat today?
I'm gonna eat some pasta today.
Cuzzo's live right now. Are you hungry or not right now?
No, not right now.
Okay. Here, pass me my pop, honey. Do you want some or no? Or do you want me to get you a couple burners?
To get a $2 million discount on the mansions when they actually come out on December 9th, plus a $1 million gift that you can
I'm
get.
trying to take care of you, honey.
Rewards to start up the first mission of 3 head to Devon.
I don't want you to think that I'm not.
Tonight, from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
One of the loudest venues in the NFL. There's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Charles Davis with you, and now we sit CD at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly, this is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do in a normal preseason game, and then you got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go?
Taking it right down to the line. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Chiefs.
That was a special return, and it
for a touchback.
Damn!
And it's the number 1 overall pick, leading him out, the Heisman Trophy winner from USC, Caleb Williams. And we're talking about a young man who proved it at every step along the way. First at Oklahoma, then at USC. Big-time talent, big-time production, and won a Heisman Trophy while playing for the Trojans. Now, the number 1 overall pick lands in Chicago, and there's an awful lot of talent awaiting him, and now he gets a chance to utilize those weapons.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And that certainly could be a sign of things to come because they're blitzing to start this ball game, and it works for them there as they force the incomplete pass.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. To the air, Williams. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
To the air on 3rd down is Williams. And that will be incomplete as well.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Here's Hardman to return. Unable to corral him, he fights through.
Missed.
This will not go down. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. All told, it's a punt return of 74 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
You got a guy that fast back there to receive punts. That's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. That's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they miss hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Butker now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Williams. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Here's Williams. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Hardman on the return. A 40-yard 20-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Well, the Chiefs offense is going to make their way out, and at the helm, a now 3-time Super Bowl MVP in his 8th season in the NFL, it's Patrick Mahomes.
I think it's safe to say that at this point in his career, there's really nothing Mahomes hasn't accomplished by this time. 3 Super Bowl rings, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 league MVPs, a couple of All-Pro nods, and a passing title. When you lay it all out, it doesn't even sound real, especially when you consider the fact he's not even 30 years old. Now he has his sights set on being the first quarterback to three-peat. If there's anyone who can do it, it's certainly him.
Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. Down the right sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A big play there for KC. 45 yards on the ground. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Pacheco once again. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. 2nd and 5. Pacheco gets it up the gut. He's going to be stopped well behind the line of scrimmage, and that's pretty much going to wipe out their gain from 1st down. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. On 3rd down, it's Pacheco. 61 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I go right at him with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
Pacheco will take this one in. It's a Chiefs touchdown. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And it's now 21-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the 1st as they kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the 1st half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the 1st half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much. And
now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here now a 3rd down and 8. To throw, Williams. Leaping, and he makes the grab. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Williams. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
Isaiah Pacheco and the offense back out. Handful of carries last time out there. Finished it off, Charles, with a short touchdown run.
Yeah, and that's pretty nice for him to be able to do that, because normally where they were on the field, it's going to take some muscle to get in there, right? It's going to take some power because things are so stacked up, well blocked, and he was able to get into the end zone somewhat safely.
Yeah, that's the thing. Several of those carries last drive, he had some good holes, some good options. He's going deep for Brown. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Marquise Brown, 55 yards. And the Chiefs are able to add on to their first half lead. It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away, but this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And the route is on here in this first half. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. On 1st and 10, it's Williams. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Throwing is Williams. Oh, and that is incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken from just outside the 30. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
86 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. On first down, they go back to Pacheco. They showed some tough running, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now a toss left for Pacheco. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco as the first half is winding down. And the Chiefs will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And this is where you're hoping you can catch the defense with too many men in the box. You line up in a jumbo set and pull people close to the line of scrimmage and in tight. And then it was all about closing off the angles of pursuit on the strong side and hoping your guy can win the race to the outside. And that time, he takes a toss and follows his lead blocker right into the end zone.
Butker on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Bears going to get one more possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Chris Jones on the stop. So we've come upon halftime here in KC with the Chiefs on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop it behind the line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Butker now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that because otherwise they certainly...
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. He's a high draft pick, so maybe a bit of a mulligan, but you never want to throw a preseason interception, especially as a rookie.
No, but this is the time to do it, right? Let's get the kinks out. He's still got to learn how to read coverages, still has to learn the entire offense, has to see how he fits with the players around him. The bottom line is what you said right in the beginning. He's a high draft pick. They want him on the field sooner rather than later, so let's keep giving him some reps and seeing what they have.
That ball caught. It's Rice. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep.
And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Rashee Rice from 4 yards out. And the Chiefs take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
To throw, it's nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Chiefs have it. They do. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't it?
He really does. And I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Let's go.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, an 18-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they've built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent, and they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one, a first down pickup of 8. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the third quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
To throw it is Rippett.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Bears on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. And now another one thrown incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. This ball deep for Tony. A leap, and he's got it. He got it. A big play there for KC. 41 yards.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now Wentz. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Now a toss left side for Edwards-Helaire. Shrugs him off. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Butker on for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to get going again. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
On 2nd and 10, it's Rippon. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Dropped incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
Ripping to pass. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. That's taken on the 25. Still shedding tackles. And they are going to finish this one off strong. It's a return touchdown to add on to their lead in the final stages. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Out of the gun is Rippon. And that will be incomplete. This one winding toward a conclusion, and how would you assess how the secondary has played?
Well, we just saw them take another shot downfield that was incomplete, correct?
Correct.
So my assessment is that if anyone's played really well in this game, it's been the secondary. That was the latest example.
Yeah, they've been solid. Really, the whole defense has been solid, still pitching a shutout. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. Oh, look at this. Wentz going to throw. Buying time to his left. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. Steps away. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow. Let's go ahead and put check marks by it all, partner. No points, down by 4 touchdowns, haven't had anything going today on offense. Why not add a late sack to the mix? Obviously a day to forget for all involved. Let's give plenty of credit to this defensive effort. They've been excellent from start to finish.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Ripping, and that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Ripping. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll take it at the 42. And they are going to finish this one off strong. It's a return touchdown to add on to their lead in the final stages.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes, and that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Butker now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Deion Bush with a pick. Charles, and that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Arrowhead.
Tonight, from GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports.
It is a beautiful night for football here in the Midwest as we are at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. The wait is finally over. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis here on the start of a new NFL season, and we kick it off with a bang on Thursday night.
What's interesting about these Thursday night games is oftentimes we hear people say, is it really fair for players to play on Thursday night? But what did we hear from both of these teams going into this one? How excited they were to have the spotlight on their teams, their franchises, the rest of the league watching them go at it.
So here's the first drive for the Ravens, and at the helm is the 2023 NFL Most Valuable Player. Second such time he's won the award, Lamar Jackson.
And he's coming off a season where he showed everyone that he's worth every single penny he was given. He now has 2 MVP trophies on his resume and was on the verge of adding a Lamar Hunt trophy to go with it. Unfortunately, things didn't work out in his favor, but make no mistake about it. He's truly one of the most electrifying players in the NFL. As long as he's the man under center, they'll always be in championship conversation.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Now a first carry. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And that one coming on his opening carry of the season. Do you give him a mulligan?
You would like to, but this game counts.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. The question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose, and is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Jackson, option right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches on the flips.
And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashee Rice, 38 yards. wins. And the Chiefs are on the board here first in the season opener.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Seven 0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
And this is where coaches sometimes fall into different camps. Your guy just fumbled. It led to a touchdown. Do you stay with him, or do you put him in the doghouse? This is definitely a show of confidence here, as he's right back out there and carrying the ball again. Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first two drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And taken right on the 30. Pushing his way through. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. It's a punt return score of 70 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And we always talk about kick returns being so exciting on kickoffs. Punt return almost equally exciting.
And typically we talk about the kickoff return being the most exciting 10 seconds in football. Let's just cut it in half for a punt return and make it the most exciting 5 seconds in football. It's a great, glamorous, dashing play.
Butker on for the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it as we resume action. Butker now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one.
at the 23. It's 2nd and 12. Off the option, here's Henry. The solid stiff arm. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Jackson. Got his target. That's Kohler. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson under pressure, and they got to him again. That was Justin Reed, the safety, who got to the quarterback. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation, because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. This will be fielded at the 17. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with a 14-0 lead, they may just try to get this to the locker room. Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Mahomes now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Now we get a look at their most recent draft class, and you need to get real familiar with some of these names here, because this front office thinks that these are going to be guys that have an impact for them on Sundays for years to come.
I think you're exactly right about that, and what I know about this group doing the drafting, it's not all about instant value when they put their class together. They wanted every pick to be somebody they see as a starter, maybe not today, but someone they can develop to make him one within the first couple of seasons. How about their strategy? All about long-term upside, and they added a ton of it this spring.
That's laid out deep for Rice, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashee Rice in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Butker now to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. And they'll begin by running the option. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get back out to you guys in KC in just a moment. But first, let's look ahead at what should be a tremendous opening weekend for 2024. Some great games coming up in the next few days. One being the kickoff to the International Series, the first ever game in Brazil. The Packers and Eagles from Sao Paulo. Kickoff set for 8:15 Eastern Time. Out on the West Coast, more good stuff in the late afternoon as we'll be watching the game at SoFi Stadium. Well, it will be the Chargers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And finally, on the season premiere of Monday Night Football, take two for Aaron Rodgers, the Jets and Niners from Santa Clara. In the first half, we saw some strong play from Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. He fired his guys into the lead with two first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute. But did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it. And afterwards, they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one. This guy's proven himself to be one of the best in the NFL. He brings an added dimension to their offense with his ability to read defenses and know when he's able to pull it down and take off and go.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They toss it to Pacheco. Down inside the 40.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Toss right side to Pacheco. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Now here's Mahomes. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now Jackson. A quick throw there is incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 13 yards the tally on the return there. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this? Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. It's a big play there for the Chiefs. 41 yards. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Rashee Rice with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Chiefs are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Well, Charles, no matter what the prognosticators say before the season, whether they think you're going to be good, bad, or somewhere in the middle, you never quite know how Week 1 is going to play out. But for them, it has been an impressive performance, and they are well on their way to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, it's a lot like opening up presents, isn't it, partner? You're not quite sure what's inside, but you're hopeful, right? In this case, exactly what they were looking for, exactly what they need.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. And no doubt this is not the way that they had hoped to open their season. Thoroughly outplayed here in front of the national audience. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved. Because
all right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big. They just sent their receivers out, let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Once more, it's Pacheco. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try and run with Pacheco. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. It's about a 3-yard pickup there, but more importantly, they're still a few yards away here. It's now 4th down and goal. Well, if this defense can hold them to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So 4th and goal, their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't it? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try and roll the quarterback out, give him a little run-pass option, and treat it like a 2-point conversion play. In this case, they went with a little bit more power and got it done.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes this 35-0 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the 4th quarter and now can really take some time off the clock. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Mahomes going to throw it here. Forced out to his left. That's laid out deep for Rice. It got his man complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5. Butker on for the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
Now Jackson. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. I think this is what this game's become now. Just go deep, see if we can get something to go our way.
Yeah, not the most creative or most inventive play call there, but not much has worked for them throughout this game. They're almost at a loss about what to dial up.
Flushed out, Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Well, partner, tonight was a great way to kick the season off. That before the game, probably as much pomp and circumstance to start a season as I can ever remember. And this is just game 1 of many to come sitting next to you. Really looking forward to it.
As am I. Great to be back in booth with you for another season. Great to get this year underway. You and I both know Interesting is going to be the word. An extra week now as part of that newer 17-game season. What a fun opener tonight. We know the better games are still on their way, but I'm glad that we got started.
So for the Chiefs, they begin the new campaign with a victory here in front of the home crowd in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry.
Check it out. Hit you with no delaying, so what you saying, yo? Silly with your ice grilly with the dilly, yo. When I be on the mic, yes, I do my duty, yo. While up in the club, like we while in the studio. You know when to violate, baby, really and truly, yo. My main thug, villain ain't Julio, he moody, yo. Type of brother that it with the real shook, scared to death, act, yo. X that, looking shorty, she a little cutie, yo. The way she make me wanna get all in the video. Top mistress of the videos, while I'm with my freak like we up in the freak shows. Hit you with the, make you feel it all in your toes. Hot, got all my people in red clothes. Metaphors when I formulate my flows. If you don't know, you're messing with lyrical player pros like that.